Welcome to our today's physiology class. In our today's class, we'll be looking at the mechanism of urine formation. Urine is a clear and amber colored liquid. About 1,000 to 1,500 ml of urine is passed out per day in an healthy adult. That's about 1 to 1.5 liters of urine. The amber color of urine is primarily determined by a content called urobilin, which is a bipigment present in the urine. So the urine contains about 96% of water. It contains waste products such as urea, phosphate, uric acid, ammonia, sulfates, even chlorine. The electrolyte like sodium and potassium are also major constituents of the urine. So in today's class, we'll be looking at how this liquid that contain high amounts of waste products is produced in the human body. It is important to note that this substance, this liquid called urine, is produced in the nephron. So the nephron is the functional unit of the kidney, the cells of the kidney. So in the kidney, we have about 1 to 2 million nephrons, which I discussed in my previous class. So we have three processes involved in urine formation. Three processes involved in urine formation. Processes involved in urine formation. So we have three processes involved in urine formation. The first process is called glomerular filtration. Secondly, we have selective reabsorption. Then lastly, we have tubular secretion. Tubular secretion. So glomerular filtration is the very first stage of urine formation. So what happens in this stage is this. But before we look at that, let's quickly understand this structure that I draw. Now, this is just a section of the nephron, which is a functional unit of the kidney. So this right here is the renal tubule. The renal tubule actually has three parts. We have the proximal convoluted tubule, the loop of Henle, and even the distal convoluted tubule. So these are the blood vessels of the kidney. So this right here is the afferent arteriole formed by the renal artery. The afferent arteriole. The afferent arteriole. The afferent arteriole gives rise to a capillary known as glomerulus. Glomerulus. The glomerulus continue as another artery called the efferent arteriole. Efferent arteriole. The efferent arteriole continues downward as a capillary called peritubular capillary. So in the nephron, we have two capillaries, glomerulus and the peritubular capillaries. The nephron allow what? Filtrations. It allows filtrations of blood. So the blood is actually filtered in the glomerulus. While substances are secreted, are released from the bloodstream through the peritubular capillary back into the what? Into the renal tubule. So the peritubular capillaries does not permit filtrations like the glomerulus. Now, having said that, let's quickly look at the fourth stage of urine formation, which is glomerular filtration. So glomerular filtration is the process by which the blood plasma is filtered by the glomerulus into the bone marrow capsule. So this is the bone marrow capsule. The bone marrow capsule. So blood from the heart, when it is carried by the afferent arteriole into the glomerulus filtered the liquid component of that blood into the what? Into the bone marrow capsule. So that's why we call this process glomerular filtration. So it happens in the glomerulus. Glomerular filtration takes place in the glomerulus, a process by which the liquid component of the blood containing waste product and even essential material is filtered by the glomerulus into the bone mass capsule. Like the both kidney form about 125 mils of filtrate per minute. So the volume of filtrate formed by both kidney per minute is called glomerular filtration rate. Glomerular filtration rate. Glomerular filtration rate. Filtration rate. Glomerular filtration rate is a volume of filtrate formed by both kidney every minute, and it is about 125 ml per minute. So in a day, the kidney forms a filtrate of about 180 liters mathematically. So the in glomerular filtration, what the kidney does, what the nephron of the kidney does, is to remove waste products from the blood. But while removing the waste products from the blood, essential materials like glucose, amino acid, vitamins, electrolytes like sodium, potassium are also filtered. It is very important to note that during glomerular filtration, blood cells, plasma proteins are not what filtered by the glomerulus. So as the liquid component of the blood, which is called the blood plasma, is filtered by the glomerulus during glomerular filtration, the solid component of the blood, which are the plasma proteins and even blood cell, red blood cell, white blood cell, blood platelet, can't be filtered by the glomerulus because of their what sizes, because of their sizes. So it is only the liquid component that is filtered, and this liquid component contains waste products as well as essential materials. So after the glomerular filtration, the filtrate in the bone marrow capsule will now diffuse into the renal tubule. So when the filtrate enters into the renal tubule, a process called selective reabsorption will take place. Selective reabsorption meaning that some essential material that were filtered by the glomerulus are now returned to the bloodstream, because the glomerulus accidentally filters essential material while removing waste product from the blood. So when this filtrate from the glomerulus gets into the renal tubules, the essential materials can be completely lost in urine. They have to be returned mechanically to the bloodstream. So that is what happens in selective reabsorption. So in simple terms, selective reabsorption is a process by which water and other essential substances are moved, are transferred, are transported from the renal tubules back to the bloodstream. Because they need not to be excreted in urine, they are not waste products. So materials such as glucose, such as vitamins, such as amino acid that were accidentally filtered by the glomerulus will now be returned from renal tubule into the bloodstream during selective reabsorption. While waste products like urea, uric acid, creatinine will all be discarded through the urine. They cannot be reabsorbed. They are not usually reabsorbed into the bloodstream because they are waste products. So I would say that it is important to note that after selective reabsorption has taken place, the next stage or the final stage of urine formation is tubular secretion. So in tubular secretion, waste products that escape filtration at the glomerulus, when these waste products get to the peritubular capillaries, they will now be returned They will be transported back to the renal tubules where they will now be passed out in the urine. Where they will be passed out in the what? Urine. So in glomerular filtration, waste products together with essential material are filtered by glomerulus to the bone marrow capsule. From the bone marrow capsule, this filtrate move to the renal tubules. In the renal tubules, those essential material are returned to the blood. That is selective reabsorption. After selective reabsorption, materials that escape filtration and are really waste products, when they get to the peritubular capillaries, they will now be transported back to the what? Renal tubules, where they will be excreted in the urine. So tubular secretions is the process by which unwanted material that escape filtrations at the glomerulus are transported from the peritubular capillaries to the renal tubules, where they will now be excreted in the urine. So materials that are excreted into the renal tubule include what? Hydrogen ions, ammonia, urea, and even potassium ion. So some of these materials are usually secreted into the renal tubules at different levels. For example, hydrogen ion is secreted into the renal tubule precisely at the level of proximal convoluted tubule and distal convoluted tubule. Urea is secreted into the renal tubule at the level of loop of Henle. Potassium is secreted into the renal tubule at the level of proximal convoluted tubule, while hydrogen ions are excreted at the level of the proximal convoluted tubule as well as the distal convoluted tubule. So this is just a summary of what happened during urine formation. So blood from the heart is transported to the what? To the glomerulus. In the glomerulus, waste product plus essential material are filtered into the bone marrow capsule. This filtrate move to the renal tubules. In the renal tubules, essential material present in the filtrate are now transported back to the what? To the bloodstream. After selective reabsorption, secretions follow. In secretion, material, waste product or unwanted material that were not filtered, when they reach the peritubular capillaries, they are now pushed back. They are transported back to the what? To the renal tubule. So in the renal tubules, they will be carried in the urine out of the body. So from the renal tubule, urine usually move to the urinary bladder, from urinary bladder to the urethra, where it is excreted out to the body. So that is the sequence of flow. That is the order of flow. So this alpha I'll be going with my class on the mechanisms of urine formation. I am Simon, your anatomy educator. Remember to subscribe and share this video. See you in next class.